The last Chapter 2 Rift, High Court Nightmare, Sub 2. But honestly, I'm not sure that just one run is enough to fully understand how you should play it, because the bosses have so many attacks which lead to so many different patterns during the whole runs that in the end you will never be able to reproduce the same strategy step by step. It's more of a whole guide that I'm planning to make. But in the meantime, here is a Sub 2 run, and I'm gonna try to go the deepest I can in explaining what we're doing and what you should do to increase your chances of doing the run. We start the run, and what you want to focus on for wave 1, just like the Sub 230, is to fully focus the Overlord. So we solo zap it, you spray, try to make your spray max range onto the Overlord. You honestly don't really care about the Knights. All you care about is getting that Overlord hit by your gadgets. So the tank is going to try and pull all of the mobs to the top right corner and stay there. Here there's a bit of RNG because you either need to crit heal or to have enough dodges so that you don't die. You will often have resets because of this, but that allows all the sprays and rockets to fully hit all 3 bosses and deal massive amounts of damage. My spray comes back quickly, but I don't want to use it as long as I'm sure I can solo hit the Overlord, which I'm doing right now. Unlucky for us, it actually summoned the second set of mobs, which you normally should be able to skip, but we still managed to get a quite okay wave 2 entry. I'm not gonna lie, 417 is honestly not so insane. You can get all the way up to 435, 440, but on average I'd say a 425 wave 2 entry is kind of what you could go for. Then for wave 2, it's also the same thing as the Sub 230 strat. You want to solo zap the Ladybug, you want to rockets on all 3 mobs, so if they're not stacked, hold your rockets, and you want to spray also on all 3 mobs. But here I would say if you spray, try to have the max range on the guards, because you are solo zapping the Ladybug and it doesn't have damage compared to the guards. For the tank, honestly, it's a game of playing around the Ladybug, not getting to hit too much, and also being aware of what your DPS or where your DPS are and what they're doing, so that they're not getting shot by the Ladybug, which is insanely annoying. The snipes can 2-3 tap you, and it's quite obnoxious. Then for wave 3, Wasim likes to go on the right so that we can do a first dump, and on wave 3 it's such chaos that I would really advise you to be as far as possible from the bosses. You can get killed way too quickly, way too easily by them. The biggest threat you will have is the yo-yo attack. You have to be quite focused on the Beetle Riders. It's predictable in a way that if they do all their different attacks, which are the charge, the 360, and some normal auto attacks, you can guess that the next one is going to be a yo-yo. You can also hear it a bit if you focus on that. And then we had a 337 wave 3 entry, which is honestly, it's not bad, but it could be way better. I've had wave 3 entries that could go all the way up to 353. But it shows that it's playable, and with a 337 wave 3 entry, you're only going to have 2 rockets and 2 zaps. So don't be afraid to hold, and make sure that you're hitting and using them when all 3 bosses are stacked up. Here, what probably makes the Sub 2 possible is this big stack on which we dump a huge amount of rockets. I don't even know where all this damage came from, to be honest. And more importantly, the last Sub 2 of this whole chapter. Regarding the builds, it's also why I want to make a full guide on it, because the community itself doesn't really agree on a specific build. So the tank has a normal tank build. The only difference is that you have people that prefer going minor regen and others that prefer going minor health. Now, I have not played tank, but from what I've seen, minor health is better, because the dodges not only allow you to not take damage, but also make you dodge the knockback, which is huge when you want to make sure all the mobs are stacked up together. And then for the DPS, we have 3 portals, all running the same gadgets. However, we have one portal going with spray rightmost. The reason for that is that it allows for more consistent wave 1s. When you are running HCNM, you will have a huge amount of reset just because of wave 1 and because of the summons. And having a portal that has spray rightmost helps with clearing wave 1 faster. And then the other big, almost drama, is that people prefer going major passive and others minor gadget. On paper, major passive deals around 50,000 more damage per run. The problem is you do not have as much health as you would with minor gadget. In practice, minor gadget actually ends up dealing the same amount, if not more damage. It's honestly just preferences. But if you're running a minor gadget, you're always going auto zap and unstable lightning, but the third passive could be something between gadget battery or unstable beam. Hurricane in this run actually used battery. I was on unstable beam. Again, its preferences doesn't really matter much in the end. This is only one Sub2 run out of so many tries, and I'm pretty sure this needs a whole guide because the runs are just way too different one from another. So I'm gonna work on that and try to release it as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned.